Hello students, my name is Monimugda Medhi, Assistant Professor, Social Work Program, Department of Humanities and Social Science, Assam Downtown University, Panikheti, Guwahati. Today, I'd like to discuss various scopes and career opportunities or job opportunities in social work. Serving people. Well, that's the goal for every social worker, to serve people, to help the people in the society. Well, in today's times, where everyone is running after the glittery world of corporates and money, we witness a different era of vision to work for the betterment of the society. It can be done through various ways, but the purpose remains the same, impacting people's lives directly or indirectly. Many of us assume that social work only involves working with NGOs as a part-time activity. But social work has established itself as a full-fledged career option with varied professional opportunities in both government and private sectors. So what is social work? Social work is an academic discipline of humanities and social sciences where the focus is to improve the social structure and help the weak and underprivileged people of the community. Social workers work with individuals, groups, families, communities, and address issues related to social empowerment like unemployment, poverty, education, women, children, etc. To start a social work career, students can pursue a bachelor's degree in social work followed by master's. But it is not necessary to have a bachelor's in social work to do master's. Well, social work has recently emerged as one of the most in-demand professions in India. It is not just limited to working in NGOs. It has various positions at administrative, management, and policy planning in various private and government companies. Social work provides several specializations at master's level, which can be a guide to your career path. Next, we will talk about objectives of social work program. It is basically to educate students in a knowledge, values, critical thinking, affect and competency skills necessary for entry-level social work practice with individuals, families, groups, organizations, and communities in a diverse setting. It helps to educate students in ethical generalist social work practice with a focus on valuing diversity and difference, social and economic justice, and advocating with and on behalf of individuals, families, groups, organizations, and communities in diverse settings. Now, let's see some of the few specializations in social work which are commonly pursued by the students. Well, they are medical and psychiatric sector, industrial setting, education and research, community development, correctional setting, school setting, and family and child welfare. Well, the first up is medical and psychiatric and healthcare sector. If you have chosen your specialization in medical and psychiatry, you will have job opportunities in hospitals, clinics, counseling centers, mental hospitals, old age homes, primary health centers, de-addiction centers, etc. both in government and private sector. You will also ensure that proper care is being provided to patients and their health and hygiene measures are taken on a regular basis along with decision making and paperwork handling. This specialization works as a multidisciplinary team. You can work as a medical social worker or a psychiatric social worker or as a medical legal counselor or advisor along with doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, lawyers, etc. Next up is industrial sector. So if you have chosen your specialization in industrial sector, you will have job opportunities in both government and private sector companies and industries and work as human resource officers or human resource managers or labor welfare officers, industrial counselors, safety officers, CSR executives or project coordinators. In this specialization, you will get to study the human resource management and development along with labor legislations and welfare. Multinational companies and various human resource departments of various companies which are labor centric have corporate social responsibility departments as well to look after the societal needs, and they generally do hire social workers. Next is education and research. This is more or less uh, a career opportunity or a job opportunity rather than a specialization. Here, if you do this, I mean, if you are keen in joining universities as professors, you'll have job opportunities in government and private colleges and universities as an assistant professors, or you can rank up to the post of associate professors and professors, deans, etc. You can teach students on the utility and value of social work. You can also clear the NET examination to become a lecturer, or you can pursue an MPhil or a PhD to do further research. Next up is community development. You can aim at an overall development of the society by working with non-profit organizations, more commonly known as NGOs. If you choose this specialization, you will have job opportunities in government and non-government welfare projects and programs. You can also work with both rural and urban populations and contribute to work against issues like poverty, unemployment, discrimination of marginalized people, inadequate health and sanitation facilities, education facilities, etc. You can also work with various international NGOs like UNICEF, Amnesty International, Red Cross, Ford Foundations, SOS Children's Village, Care International, World Vision, etc. You can also become a community welfare officer or a welfare development officer in government institutions like juvenile homes, state homes for women, HIV testing centers in hospitals in rural areas, women and child development projects, etc. And from a government sector side, if you're doing community development, then your main roles will be like managing administrative works or paperworks, supervising new social projects, and ensuring proper implementation of short-term development as well as the long-term developmental goals. Next, we come to the correctional setting. This is one of the most bold settings in social work. You can choose to, you can choose criminology or criminal justice as your specialization. This gives you job opportunities in prisons, correctional cells, juvenile homes, and similar governmental institutions. You can also work with police and advocate for people in need of protection or help along with lawyers. Next up is school setting. Um, Job opportunities in this area are generally in education institutions like schools, colleges, universities. You can work as school, college, university counselor, or you can work as a scholastic therapist or a career counselor. You can work with children or students in schools and colleges, setting and provide services to students to enhance their physical and emotional well-being, meeting the students' needs, improve their academic performance, decrease their stress levels, and also you can identify various developmental mental issues also. While growing up as a child, you will see a lot of developmental disorders uh, which generally doesn't come into the normal eyes, and social workers and psychologists do recognize that, and it helps the student or their family and the school overall, in their emotional and physical well-being. Next up is family and child welfare setting. Here, social workers can pursue the specialization to help families improve their relationships and cope with difficult situations like divorce, physical or mental illness in the family or children, death in the family, alcoholism or substance abuse, domestic violence, etc. Social workers Guide families through counseling process by helping them identify problems, set goals, and find suitable solutions to their troubles. Child welfare social work involves taking care of children's needs and protect them from deplorable situations like problems at home or neglect or child abuse or alcoholism, drug addiction, child trafficking, poverty, etc. Career opportunities in this field are found in family and marital counseling centers, and social workers can work as family counselors and child counselors. Well, in conclusion, I'd like to add that social work is a very noble and an interesting profession. It's a very bold profession. It focuses on an all-round development. It focuses on a practice-based approach. It is a profession that work for the benefit of the society. Social workers, deal with clients, families, or groups from a very diverse background and people with social inequalities. There are concurrent fieldworks in social work, block placements, industrial visits, awareness programs, collaborative activities with various NGOs. We have a rural camp, a study tour, and many more throughout the course of social work, which can give you a practical exposure on all the specializations, enhance you with social work skills, and help you choose the correct specialization for you. Social workers can make the society a much better place to live in by helping as many people as they can and build a network of social workers around the world to enhance the physical, psychological, and social well-being of individuals, groups, families, communities, and the society as a whole. So with this, we have come to the end of this video, and I hope many of you have become motivated to become a good social worker, an efficient social worker, and make a difference in the community. Thank you all, and all the best.